Hey y'all. Hope all is well. So, what I wanted to talk about today was making sure that you are healed, because a lot of great things about to come in, start rolling in for us, right? And it's very important that you are healed, that whatever issues that you need to work on, you work on. And I say that because I said in my last video, you are only as good as your sight. So some of the things that hinder your sight is when you're hurt or when you're not healed. So a lot of people be like, go in there. But I don't know what I told you I was doing. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. My child. Uh so anyway, where was I? So I discussed with you guys that definitely God want to do a lot of things for us this year. And our apostle prophesied the year of the record breaker. So if we're gonna try to get in alignment with it, it's certain things that you have to do when it comes to getting in alignment with the word of God, or being on the right path, or following your dreams, or however you want to put it. Certain things, certain places, certain postures, certain places you need to be. You need to have the right position, the right you need to be positioned properly if you're going to receive certain things. Like I can remember on New Year's for church, I was telling my one of my girlfriends, I was like, on my telling her about what was going on, what God was saying after service, or whatnot, New Year's night. And what happened was I was I just got really tired all of a sudden. But anyway, what happened was I was in church and doing the service. It was like my back was just starting to hurt. Whatnot. It was just starting to hurt, and I'm like, okay, my back wasn't hurting, the whole time. Like, I'm like, okay, just peeping stuff, because like I said, I just, you gotta be able to pay attention to your surroundings, your environment when you go into places. You need to be able to pick up on what's going on or whatnot. So I'm very aware, and then I pay attention to my body as well. So I'm like, okay, this one going on. I wasn't hurting until after I came in here. So what's really going on? So after service, I was driving, and I was like, okay, God, what's going on? What was the deal? What was that about? Talk to me. So he was like, okay, take the long way home. So I'm like, in my head, like, I promise you, like, I did not want to do it. I'm like, because for one, I'm already nervous, because it's New Year's, people out, they drinking. I'm like, what if I get hit by a drunk driver? So many things going on in my head. So I knew it wasn't me that wanted to take the long drive home. Anyway, who wants to do that anyway? So I'm like, okay, God. So I'm like, okay, which way? This me. This me being stubborn again, because I'm like, I ain't really want to do it. So it was like I had a quick vision of the curve. So I knew which way he wanted me to go. Even though I preferred the other way, I was like, okay. So I went on the way that he had showed me to go. So I was like, okay. So what's going on? So we talked about a few things, but mainly he was telling me the reason why my back was hurting. And I was like, why? And he was like, because you received a new mantle. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So he was basically talking about, I'm giving my people a new mantle or whatnot. So basically, the pastor was talking about in church, he was talking about being in shape. You want to make sure you be in shape and you're in good health. And he was referencing a biblical story about certain glory that you can't be put on you, and if it's put on you, you will die, especially if you're not in a healthy state. You're not healthy. It will kill you. It'll be too heavy for you, and it's the same way with a mantle or whatnot. A mantle is basically a mandate or whatnot. I'm trying to look for a definition if I can find one to better help y'all understand. So, a mantle was originally a cape worn simply to warn off the cold. The mantle was first mentioned in the Old Testament as a garment worn by several prophets, including Elijah and Elijah. So, one mantle I could think of right off head is Joseph or whatnot, the coat of many colors or whatnot. So basically, that's one word that he did give me for the New Year's. But to get back to that, the whole point, the reason why I mentioned that is because if you are not healed, you will not be able to see God's blessings. If you haven't dealt with some of the things from the past, your childhood issues, any little things that you have in you, it will make you miss God. It will make you miss whatever blessings He's trying to unleash. You're gonna miss it. So I'm trying to help y'all out. I don't want y'all to miss the blessings that are about to get pouring out, right? Because He giving out mantles. So I mean, like, I don't want y'all to miss what He got going. So basically, when you're sick, when you're unstable, right? When you're double-minded, indecisive, confused, which is a form of witchcraft or whatnot, which I do a whole nother video on witchcraft and discerning witchcraft, and when you're under influence of that word curses or some black magic. But for the most part, y'all don't know why all of a sudden I done got super sleepy. I done just got heavy all of a sudden when I started to do this video. Or when I just feel just really heavy right now. But anyway, going back to what is to come. I told y'all that he's about to answer some prayers, some old prayers from us. And he's just releasing different gifts, different things. And when you're in a certain state, when you're not in a healthy state, right? When you got too much going on, when you're juggling things, you're not going to be able to pay attention. You're not going to be able to identify the things that you need to identify. When you're unhealthy, like I said, some symptoms of being unhealthy or whatnot is when you're sick, it's hard for you to function. It's hard for you to comprehend. It's hard for you to get anything or whatnot. So that's why I talked about making sure that you work on whatever you need to work on within yourself, because you're going to miss the things you need to see. You're not going to be able to see his blessings. And I know people say it all the time, you know, what don't kill you make you stronger. And that is true. But they also forgot that what don't make you stronger will make you better. So either you got stronger from something or you have gotten better. So analyze whatever you have not got better from, you have not learned from. Because when you learn from something, it will make you stronger. It will make you a better person. But when you don't learn from something, or when you don't gain the things that you need to gain out of something, then you become bitter. So we got to learn how to transmute certain things, certain energy, and certain blockages and things that come into our life that tries to make us become bitter and just make us hurt other people. We can't be into this mindset. Like, where we are now, we ain't got time for all that. We ain't got time to be trying to make people feel a certain way because we feel a certain way, or dumping stuff on other people. Your baggage, your issues, your heartache, your hurt, your all this extra stuff. We have to learn. We have to get to a mature state so we don't miss out on God's blessings. So we don't miss out on the things that he has for us. I know you hear me say a lot about God. Please don't allow me to miss out on anything you have for me. Now, a lot of religious people will tell you what's for you is for you, right? Whatever God has for me is for me. But that is a lie, because you will miss it. If you're not ready to receive what it is he's trying to give you, he will bypass you. And he would give it to the next man or next woman that have worked hard and prepared herself to get that position. They will get it. So now, he might just give you something. He might give it to you. But it's you working on whatever you need to work on within you that's going to help you sustain it in the long run. It's going to be everlasting, okay? But when you don't work on yourself and you don't do what you need to do, then whatever he give you in this season, you will not make it out of in the next season, because you will not be able to sustain it. You will not be able to take that thing into the next season because you have not did the work. So whoever do the work, whoever put in the time, whoever work on them, so they can be able to see the things they need to see, handle the mantle, the mandate, whatever God is trying to give you. Whoever's resilient and whoever know how to take care of business and do their thing when they do their thing, yeah, you're going to be able to keep it. Keep whatever God give you and get more. It's the same thing about, like I said, it's a form of territory. He's not going to give you anything unless he know you can keep it. And if he give it to you, it's to basically teach you a lesson. Because if he give it to you, it's so you can see, hey, I'm not a God that I should lie. I do my part. I give it to you. And it's going to end up a test. And also a lesson. Because either you going to wake up, do the work you need to do to sustain that thing, whatever it is, or either you're going to not wake up, you're going to think that anything that he gave you was basically, you're going to get, you're going to let your ego and your pride kick in. You're going to think that, oh, this is mine. I was supposed to have this anyway, and you're going to end up losing it. So it's very important, like I said, that you work on yourself and you put in the work, whatever work you need to do to get this next level of promotion, to do whatever you're trying to get in life, whatever you're trying to have, whatever you're trying to get, you need to put in the work. Because if you don't, then you're going to end up missing it. And that's what you don't want to do. That's why I'm so intentional when it comes to being able to see things. Because I know and prepare myself for things by working on myself. Because the more I work on myself, the more I'm able to see. The better I'm able to see, the less I'm going to miss things, or the less things get by me or whatnot. So I hope this helped you guys out or whatnot, because I really want y'all to be blessed in this next season, because he really want to do a lot of good things. He want to release a lot of things, but if you're not prepared, it will bypass you. It will skip over you. And it'll hit your neighbor. So that's just, like I said, it's a word of advice. Make sure y'all put in the work y'all need to put in, so you can be able to see what you need to see, because the blessings ain't gonna look like they normally look. They're not gonna be like you think. And then some of the blessings are gonna be so mind-blowing, you better be able to receive it, because a lot of people are not able to receive certain things. You have to have a certain posture that you're able to receive.